Hello, this is Femi Akujenu here, John Maxwell Certified Executive Coach. Have you ever heard anyone say something like, take me the way I am, just accept me the way I am? Have you ever heard that? Well, many people, they say that. They say that to others. Maybe somebody that they're getting into a relationship with, maybe somebody that they're going to work for, maybe somebody that they are friends with, somebody else that they're dealing with. They'll make statements like, you just have to take me the way I am. Have you ever noticed that in most cases, if not in all cases, when they say that, they're really saying that because of a character flaw? It's because of something that is not too good about themselves. And so they're saying, hey, you just have to take me like that. But do you know that instead of saying, take me the way I am, that you can actually change the way you are? Are you listening to me? I'm telling you right now that the way you are is not good enough. As a matter of fact, if you stay the way you are going to hurt yourself. What do I mean by that? For example, the way you are can only take you but so far. If you want the next level in your life, then you need to improve on who you are. Have you ever heard of personal development? Well, that's what it's all about. Because I'm improving me. I am improving me so that I can tap into better opportunities. I am improving me so that I can have better relationships. I am improving me so that I can add better or more values to others. Do you realize that if all you are saying is, just take me the way I am, this is who I am, you are only limiting your own self. You're working against yourself. So I want to encourage you today that instead of saying, well, you just have to take me the way I am, this is how God created me. Some people even use God's name in this. They say, this is how God created me. Well, this is just how I am. Hello, the way you are is not good enough. And guess what? The way you are can change. It can change. And so this is what I want to let you know today, that the way you are can change. Now, let me look at something really quickly. Do you know that if you improve on who you are, that you will have better opportunities in life? Do you realize that if you improve on who you are, if you become a better you, that your relationships will work better? Do you realize that? I mean, there's so much benefit for you improving on yourself. There's so much benefit if you just do something about the way you are. You don't have to stay the way you are. Even if somebody in your life right now accepts you with all your flaws, guess what? They will be happy if you work on yourself, if you become a better person, because your flaws, they are actually hindering the relationship. Do you know that your flaws is hindering how much value that you can add to any situation? So don't have a mindset of, I'm just like this. Anybody who wants to be with me, anybody who wants to hire me, anybody who wants to work with me, they just have to take me like this. No, you don't have to say like that. You can be better than this. You can be better than this. Let me look at some strengths, and let me look at some weaknesses. Now, you tell me, will you want to deal with somebody like this? Imagine you meet somebody, and this person, they are very unforgiving. They are very unforgiving. Who knows? Maybe you said something the wrong way to them, and you don't mean any harm, but they felt offended and they refuse to forgive you. Would you like to deal with people like that? So, why are you unforgiving? If you wouldn't like somebody not to forgive you, why is it that you are an unforgiving person? Why is it that you have unforgiveness in your own life? And then you are telling people, you just have to take me the way I am. What about you have anger issues? You know, some of you listening to me, you have anger issues. And you've always told people, you just have to accept me the way I am. I'm a short-tempered person. Mister, Miss, you don't have to remain like that. You don't have to remain like that. You can overcome that anger. You can overcome that short temper that you have. You can get rid of that. There are people who used to be angry, who used to have short temper, and now they don't do that anymore. So you don't say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. What about if you're an abusive person? Abusive person. And then you are saying, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. No, nobody should accept that from you. You need to change. You need to work on yourself. You need to do something about that abusive tendencies of yours, right? So that you are a better you. So do you get my drift here? Saying things like, well, you just have to accept me the way I am is totally, totally wrong. And if you have been talking like that, you need to stop that. You need to now begin to say, you know what? I want a better version of me. I want a better me. I want to be a better person, right? I'm not going to tell people just accept me with my foolishness. No, I'm going to be a better person because I'm hurting myself if I don't become a better person. Are you a judgmental person? Are you an envious person? Are you a dishonest person? And you are saying people should accept you the way you are? No, that's not a good trait for you. That will not get you far in life. There are many opportunities you will miss in life. Good people will come your way and they will run away from you because of those bad traits and bad character traits that you have in your life. Are you an arrogant person, very prideful? You think you are better than everybody else and everybody else is like inferior to you? Guess what? That kind of trait, you need to get rid of it. It's not something to adopt or to embrace and to tell people, well, you know, I'm an arrogant person and I talk in an arrogant way. You just have to accept that. No, nobody have to accept that. Are you an ungrateful person? Right? I'm showing you some of the character flaw that people have and they say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. Can I let you know something? If anybody have taught you to be talking like that, they taught you wrong. What you need to begin to do is to say, no more negative character trait. I don't want this in my life anymore. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better person because guess what? Being a better person is going to take me far. Being a better person is going to open more opportunities for me. If you're a stingy person, you're a selfish person, you only think about yourself, those are bad character traits, and you don't want to keep that in your life. What about some people? They're very possessive. Have you ever been with a possessive man before? Oh, it's a terrible thing, right? Very possessive. Everywhere you go, they want to be tracking you down, following you. And if anybody say hello to you on the street, they blame you that it's your fault, that they're saying hello and all kinds of stuff. Very jealous and possessive people. Now, you are watching me and you have that trait, whether you're a man or a woman. You need to get rid of it. That is a bad character trait. That is a bad behavior. There is nothing to celebrate about that. It's bad, very bad. And guess what? It's only going to shut doors against you. What I'm telling you is this. Saying the way I am, you just have to accept me that way. No, it's not enough. That is not good enough. You need to begin to develop yourself. You need to begin to remove all this negative character traits from your own life. Maybe you are an inconsiderate person. Get rid of it. Maybe you are a wasteful person. You know, some people, they are very wasteful. They waste money. They waste resources. That is not a good trait. You know, imagine, let's say you're a woman and then you're with a man. Maybe he's well-to-do and you're wasting all the money. That's not a good thing for him. That's not a good thing for him that you're going to waste all his money. But imagine that you're a resourceful person and you're not going to waste everything. You look for how to even multiply stuff. You say, you know what? I met you as a millionaire. I'm going to make you a billionaire. With me working with you, we're going to build billions, not, depreciate all your money or take away all your money and just waste it on useless things, right? Do you realize that when you begin to improve on yourself, it makes you a better person and it makes you to be able to add more value to others? Are you a dirty person? Are you a pessimistic person? You see, these are some of the character traits that people say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. Nobody has to accept you the way you are. Nobody should accept you with all that foolishness in your life. No. It's time for you now to begin to say, you know what? I want to change this. This is not good. This is not good. So if you're an unforgiving person, maybe you're a procrastinator, Maybe you are a person of anger and short-tempered, or maybe you even keep malice. Maybe you are disloyal, you are abusive, you are stingy, you are selfish, you are rigid. You know, some people are rigid. Like you can't play with them at all. They're not playful at all. They're not humorous at all. They're so rigid. Everything is just one way, so stuck on one mindset and one way, right? Well, that's not good, right? So I'm giving you some examples of things that people say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. You are critical. You have a critical spirit. You are envious. You are dishonest. You are bitter. You are arrogant. You are prideful. You are hypocritical. You are fanatical. You are ungrateful. You are pessimistic. You are dirty. You are wasteful. All these things and more. You see them in your life. Don't say, you have to accept me the way I am. No. What you begin to say is, I will work on this. I cannot keep this in my life. This is not helping me. This is not helping me. Do you know that some people, right, they are single today only because, not because they don't want to be married, but because they have bad character traits. And they've always adopted, well, any man who's going to marry me just have to marry me this way. And guess what? When they come into your life and they see that bad character trait, they say, no way. They run away. They run away. They run away. And they keep running away. And some people, in spite of all the fact that the men have been running away, they've never really thought about it that way. Is there something about me I need to change? Now, I'm speaking to you right now. There may be something about you need to change. What about you as a man? You have married 5 wives now, and they have all run away. And it has not occurred to you that you have some bad character traits. 5 women run away from you. Of course you have bad character trait, right? You need to begin to look at yourself and say, wait, what do we work on now? What is it about me that is not up to par, that I need to get rid of? I cannot say these women must accept me the way I am. No, because accepting me the way I am is going to do harm to their own life. Imagine, you're an abusive man. And you are saying, well, any woman who wants me must just accept me the way I am. No, they shouldn't. Nobody should accept your abusive ways. You need to change that abusive ways of yours, right? So the same thing I'm saying about these few examples apply to any other negative character traits that you see in your life. Don't accept that and say, well, people just must accept me like that. No, that is a mindset of a failure. That's a mindset that says, I have to keep all these bad things in my life. No, you can change it. It can be changed. You can be a better person. You can be a better you. Let me share with you some positive character traits, some strength in character. You can be a patient person. Imagine, wow, that you're a patient person. Some of you watching me right now, that may be something you need to work on to become more patient. Do you know that you lose things and you mess up things in life when you're not a patient person? Sometimes you just need to wait a little bit, but no, you can't wait. So you go and hurry up and get married out of hurry. Start that business out of hurry. Do this out of hurry, and you realize you have messed everything up because the real one that you should wait for, you didn't wait for it because of lack of patience, right? So patience, being tolerant, right? Being forbearing, those are all positive characters. Trustworthy. Are you trustworthy? So if you begin to work on yourself that, you become a trustworthy person, your word is your bond. What you say, people can count on it, right? Guess what happens? People will depend on you. People will know that we can trust this one. We can trust this one. So if you're listening to me and you have not developed trustworthiness, you want to work on that, right? You want to become organized. That's another example of good character trait. You're an organized person. You're a friendly person. Some people, they see people as enemy. Everybody as enemies. They are not friendly to anybody. Well, guess what? If you're not a friendly person, develop that. Now, I'm not saying to be overly friendly, but you being frowning all the time, you've turned everybody into your enemy. That is not a good character trait, right? Learn to be friendly. Peaceful. Oh, peaceful. Who wants to marry a woman or a man that wants to fight them all the time? Learn to be peaceful, right? Laid back, not fighting. No, peaceful, understanding. Those are good character traits, right? Honest. In some part of the world, honesty is lacking. And so you want to stand out as a honest person that people say, wow, you are really, really honest. You're working on yourself, right? And so if you are listening to me right now and some of these good character traits are not in your life, you want to begin to develop them. You're a considerate person. You're a clean person. You're a generous person, open-minded person. You're a forgiving person, right? You are grateful. You're genuine, intelligent, humorous, optimistic, focused. You see, those are some great character traits. So, you have been saying, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. No, you have been hurting yourself saying that. What you now need to begin to say to yourself is, you know what? I want to be a better me. I want to be a better me. Do you realize that if you begin to work on your character and you begin to develop strong character traits, positive character traits, do you know that it will benefit you? Do you know that you have better relationships? Do you realize that some of you who are married watching me right now, the struggle you have in marriage is because you have all these bad character traits? You are abusive. How can an abusive person have a good marriage? Of course you cannot. You don't have the spirit of forgiveness. How can an unforgiving person have a good marriage? Of course not. Or a relationship, right? How can a judgmental person, right, have a good relationship? Impossible. So when you begin to get rid of some of these things, you see that, wow, you have a better relationship, whether it's friendships, right, or whether it's a romantic relationship or marriage. You begin to notice that, wow, your relationships are better. Some of you, watching me right now, if you just work on these things, I'm telling you, even your own children, they'll be happier. They'll be happier because, wow, daddy and mommy, they are humorous. They are not so rigid and not so versatile. They are humorous. They are versatile. They are playful and friendly. They will be happy. So better relationships. And guess what? It also leads to you becoming healthier. Because you see, where you have better relationship, that you will be in good health. You're not so stressed out. Do you know that the stress of the way you deal with your friends, your boss, your co-workers, your church members, fellow church members, right? Your spouse, your children, the stress of that negativity in the atmosphere, that stress alone will affect your health. But imagine everybody is happy around you. Imagine that everybody want to be around you. It's healthy. You're going to be healthier, right? And when you work on your character traits and you make sure they are positive, it makes you more interesting. It makes you more interesting. Who wants to be around somebody who's so rigid and not friendly at all? Who wants to be around somebody who's, abusive and so arrogant? Who wants to be around them? But, you're humble, right? You're patient, you're understanding. You see that people want to be around you. They find you interesting. They say, wow, I want to be around this person. I want to be around this person, right? And guess what? It opens more opportunities for you. I'm telling you, people will recommend you more because they see great character traits in you. So anytime you say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am, and you are not working on the way you are blocking opportunities. You are blocking or shutting doors of opportunities against your own self. You are actually working against your own self. So you want to get more opportunities by becoming a better person. Do you realize that when you work on yourself, your self-esteem becomes better, becomes higher? You have a higher self-esteem. You are even more confident because, you've worked on yourself. Areas of weaknesses in your own life, you worked on it, right? So you are more confident. What about you have clarity in goals? You have a sense of direction, right? And of course, you become a value-adding person. Because the more positive traits you have in your life, the better for you. I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. There are people and there are people. There are people with a bunch of character flaws. People don't want to deal with them. And there are people with very strong character traits. People want to be around them. Who wouldn't want to be around an organized person? Who wouldn't want to be around a versatile person? Who wouldn't want to be around a generous person? Who wouldn't want to be around a considerate person, a humble person? Who wouldn't want to be around a forgiving person? Do you see what I'm saying? Some of you, under the sound of my voice, you've noticed that you've not been able to keep friends. Part of that could be character traits. Who wants to be around you? You're always getting angry. No, let me tell you something. Nobody wants to be around angry people. You're always getting angry. Any little thing somebody says around you, you are too sensitive. You're getting angry. Well, people just run away like, well, let's leave her alone. Let's leave him alone. Let's find somebody else who's not getting angry. Doesn't, take everything so personal. Do you see that you're working against your own self? When you are keeping this, I'm just this way and I will remain this way. When you keep yourself that way, you're working against yourself. Now, how do I conclude this? With all that I've said, I want to say this, that your career, your health, your relationships, your personal life, your confidence will be affected either way. If you have negative character traits, it will affect your career. Do you know that some people are always getting fired because they're always getting angry on the job? They are not organized. They are dishonest people, so they fire them from businesses. Right? You see how it's working against you, against your own career, against your health, right? Because if you're short-tempered all the time and you're abusive and you're always getting angry, nobody is smiling around you. Once you appear like this, you're a terror. Everybody is shaking. Everybody is afraid. You thought that's good, but that's not good. It's not good. Nobody around you is happy, and you yourself, you are not happy. When you see happy people around you, it adds to your own happiness. But when nobody around you is happy, how can you be happy? So, you see how if you have negative traits, it can affect your career, your health, it can affect your relationship, it can affect your confidence and your personal life. However, if you develop strong traits, character traits, of course, on your job, everybody likes you. In the business, nobody wants you to leave. Everybody is saying, oh, no, don't go anywhere. We love you. We love you on this job. We love you in this church. Do you know if you're a member of a church and you have strong character traits, nobody wants you to leave. If you say you are moving out of town, everybody is like, no, please, don't move, don't move, don't move. But somebody with a bad character trait, and you say you are moving, everybody's rejoicing. Yay! Just pack your load and get out of here. Are you that kind of person that people will rejoice that you are leaving? Or are you the kind of person that people say, oh, no, this person has strong character trait, positive characters. Oh, no, I don't want her to leave. I don't want him to leave. I want you to evaluate yourself. And sometimes listen to the people around you and let them give you some pointers about yourself. What do you do with this? Then you need to develop yourself. Now, a few things I need to tell you about developing yourself, working on yourself. You don't work on yourself by default. People don't work on themselves by default. For example, if you are selfish, you just be selfish unless you become intentional about not being selfish. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you are short-tempered, unless you become intentional about saying, you know what, no. I'm not going to take things so personal. I'm not going to get angry like that. You have to be intentional. So that's the first thing I need you to understand. In changing yourself, you need to be intentional. You need to be intentional. You need to be intentional. I mentioned it 3 times because I want that to sink in. Nobody grows. Nobody changes. Nobody becomes better by default. By default, we are bad, right? Those bad traits, they remain in you by default. So how do you change them? You have to become intentional. And you have to say, you know what? I don't want to be envious anymore. I don't want to be so possessive anymore. I don't want to be so stingy anymore. I don't want to be disloyal anymore. I don't want to be dishonest anymore. I don't want to be unforgiving anymore. I don't want to be abusive anymore. So you have to actually be intentional about it. Secondly, you need to identify areas of weaknesses in your own character life or in your character. Let me say it like that, right? In your character, you need to identify the areas of weaknesses. I've mentioned many things. Which one of them stands out to you? Which one do you not have, right, in terms of the strength in character? Or which one do you have in weaknesses? So identify all those weak character traits in you. Now you have something to work on. So identify them. As a matter of fact, write them down. Okay, I'm abusive. I'm disloyal. I get angry easily. I procrastinate. You write them all down. And then you have a goal now. Then set a goal. Set a goal to begin to work on this one. So you've written them now. You are now going to be intentional about changing all these things. Now, in order to change them, You may need to read up a little bit. You may need to read some books. You may need to watch some videos, some teachings, right, about this thing. So, for example, if you are a person that lacks confidence, how do I become more confident? Well, there are some resources, some videos that can help you with this, some books that can help you with this. If you notice that integrity is not something you have, then you can read more on integrity and say, okay, how can I develop integrity? If you're a dishonest person, how can I learn to be more honest, right? If you are somebody that you get angry so easily, then you can work on yourself and say, okay, how can I stop? Can I stop getting angry? And you can find some resources, some books, some trainings, some videos on these things. Why? You're working on yourself. You want to be a better you. You don't leave yourself the way you are. You don't say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. Because I've come to find out that the way I am is not good enough. And so there's a need for me to change the way I am. All right? So after you've identified them and you begin to read up and watch some videos and all that stuff, then practice them. Tell people around you. Get some accountability partner and say, you know what? You tell me. Grade me. See how I'm doing in this area. I've been abusive. You know, maybe you have been abusive with your wife. Maybe verbally abusive, mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive. And then you can say, hey, wife, let's work on this together. And show me how I'm doing. Grade me. It could be every week. It could be every month. Grade me. And let's see how I'm doing with this. I want to be better. But what about those of you, like you're a single person? Well, there are friends around you. You can tell and say, you know what, this area of my life, these are my weaknesses that I'm working on right now. And so I want you to be my accountability partner so that we are working on this thing together. Tell me how I'm doing in this area. You want to keep growing as a person. Your growth helps you. Your growth helps you. It makes you a better person. And being a better person opens better opportunities for you. It opens better opportunities for you. So it's important that you grow and that you develop yourself. Finally, let me give you some areas you want to think about. You want to think about your mental area. In other words, develop yourself mentally. Do you know that your mind can be better? Maybe you can think better. You can be somebody who thinks more positively. You know, sometimes some people, they're always thinking negatively. Always thinking negatively. Guess what? You can get rid of negative thinking. You can get rid of worry and anxiety and all those things. So get those trainings and listen to videos, read books that will help you with that so that now you think better. You have developed yourself mentally. You can also develop yourself physically. Yes, that's another area you can develop yourself. You can go to the gym, right? You can do some exercises and all that stuff just to be more physically fit. Sometimes it affects, lack of being physically fit affects your confidence. So you become physically fit, it's great. So work on that. What about your social life? Some people don't know how to relate with others. They see everybody as an enemy. They don't know how to be friendly. They don't know how to network and all that stuff. You can work on that, right? Emotionally, you can work on yourself emotionally. If you are too sensitive and all that stuff, work on that. Spiritually, you can also work on your spiritual life. Develop yourself in prayer, in Bible study, in worship and all those things. Develop yourself spiritually, of course. Develop yourself financially. How do you handle money? How do you spend money? Do you know how to manage money? Do you know how to multiply money? Get all the resources that you can get to develop yourself in that area. Guess what? If you do all that I've said, you become a better person, a person of great character trait, positive character trait. And what does that do to you? Oh my God, it does a lot for you. It does a lot for you. I've said them already. It benefits you greatly. Your relationships will be better. Everything around you will be better. Now, if you becoming a better you can make everything better for you, why would you be saying, well, just accept me the way I am? This is just how I am. No. That's not how you are. That's how you have allowed yourself to become. That's how society, your upbringing, and various things have shaped you to become. But guess what? You can be reshaped the right way. You can develop yourself to become a better person. I challenge you to work on this, and I know everything around you will improve very, very much. Thank you for watching this. Well, I'm Dr. Femi Akojenu. I am a John Maxwell certified executive coach. You can go to my website, femiakojenu.com. That is www.femiakojenu.com, and find out more about what I'm doing and upcoming events and all those different things on my website. Then also, if you need coaching, one-on-one coaching, I do one-on-one coaching. If you need corporate coaching, coaching for your team on the job or in your business, I do corporate coaching as well. And if you want coaching in the area of ministry, personal development, business, media, marketing, all those things, I do. So go to my website and check out the information about it all on the website. Also, if you have not liked my YouTube channel, please go ahead and like my YouTube channel. And if you have not liked my Facebook page, like my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I have an Instagram, Femi Akojenu. Subscribe or like it, do whatever they need to do that you need to do to my Instagram. All right. So I hope you've really loved hearing this and that this has challenged you to become a better you. Don't settle for average anymore. Don't settle for less anymore. Don't say this is how I am. You just have to take me like this. No, become better. Well, I would like to hear your comments. I want to know, what do you think about this video? Have you learned anything from this? Has it helped you? Has it encouraged you? Has it challenged you to become a better person? Like, share, and do everything else that is to be done on this video. I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, work on yourself. Thank you.